The low-tech one is still a niche, but I hope it can become more broad, that people not looking just for the performance, but maybe something else in their life.
从法国的凡尔赛到相隔6小时黄昏的中国北京，马桑·罗森始终在设计之路上不断地挑战自我。他毕业于瑞士洛桑艺术设计学院，之后曾在欧洲多个设计大师工作室实践学习。2014年，他来到了中国，在联想与小米生态链企业中担任设计总监。工作期间，设计产品屡获殊荣。到了2019年，他又与合伙人王俊英女士共同创立了参数工作室，开始了自己的创业之路。Friend Life 加第24期，我们与他聊聊设计的跨界以及中法设计的差异与互补。
For me, it's like you take architecture, and it's like you have a camera, and maybe you are from far away, you make a frame. So architecture is like you have the building, and then I start to zoom a little bit, and then it becomes interior, and then I keep zooming, and then maybe it's like a sofa, and then I keep zooming, and maybe it's just like a pen design. So it's just about how I start to zoom more and more. So I'm not architect, but this is how I see the evolution. So it's not like I separate them. It's more like just keep zooming, yes. But this is easy because I did some project in France with some Italian and different country in Europe that were manufacturing in China. So I have the problem to deal with manufacturing in China when I was in France. And at that time, I didn't really understand well the manufacturing, how it's manufactured in China. And also I didn't know anything about the Chinese culture. So I have two problems I face, is how people work in China and how is the manufacturing side. So I decided, okay, I need to go to China to understand both the culture and how the manufacturing works. In France, people maybe talk a lot about, in Asia, more like about Japan. And Japan, it's like very Polish country in a way that everything is over-organized, over-smooth. And China is have more chaos. But I think it's interesting for me because it takes more time to understand. And also, when I came to China, I realized I need to forget everything I know because there is no cultural link between France and China. They are totally different, so I need to kind of start from zero. So for me, it was quite stimulating. But one thing quite valuable for me is that in France, if we have a problem, we will talk a lot about the problem, and we will spend too much time on the problem, and then we have not much time for the solution. But in China, I feel it's like 10% talk about the problem, and then 90% the solution. So there is always solution. So I think this is, for me, the most valuable part for China. When I start the project, I start to think about only the user point of view, the function, and also how later on we can manufacture it. But I don't start with like a current trend or what others are doing. I think I prefer to first start really from the experience point of view, and then from this point, see where I can go. I think they all try to balance the function with the context. When I design this product, I try to push more than what the client asks, because sometimes the client will have a certain limit and I will see how far I can push the limit. I need also myself to know the limit to don't go to the crazy part. When I work for a corporate company, as I said, I try to push the boundaries, but you will always be in a limited space or frame that you feel you can't push further. So I thought that making my own company, then I will have more freedom to start new way of thinking, new way of manufacturing. And so this is the main reason to start the company. when we tried to find a name, there was a lot of talk about sustainability, but I figured out a lot of studios use the circular economy or sustainable in the name, and I think this name is it limits yourself. So I try to find a way that will represent not just this part, because when you do design, you have the function, you have the aesthetic, you have the sustainability, you have many parameters. So I start to think about the way you mix music. So you have the mixing console for the bass, the medium, the height. So I start to think about this, and then I think there are different parameters. So this is why I come up with parametric. So yes, it has influenced a lot, because we have the ability to, in the same day, to do very industrial projects, like maybe a 5G antenna, and then just after we work on some craft in Suzhou. So yes, we can switch quickly between very different projects. So it influenced quite a lot the design process, the design thinking, and also the workflow, because we define ourselves the deadline, but when you work for a big company, they give you the deadline, so it's quite different, yes. The target client is, I would say, very open. I think it's good to do some very different projects. We try to do some project that people maybe pay less attention to. Maybe if it's like an energy storage company, it's the kind of company you never think about design. When it's this kind of topic, I'm more interested to go in field that not many people go, because I think there are many things to design. And often we focus too much on the same topic, like the table or the chair. China is always going faster. So this is one difference I see. Maybe in China, when we talk about design, people could understand it can include electronic, computer, this kind of thing, because there are many high-tech brands. But maybe in France, if we talk about design, immediately people will think about furniture, because we are more known for like maybe luxury or furniture part, but the high-tech part, we don't have it so much.
我觉得可以这样梳理一下，其实我们自己也做了很长时间的一个产品的一个发生，就是其实我们也是觉得设计本身、产品本身它就是永恒的。然后刻板印象对于外国人来说吧，中国的制造其实它是便宜的，就是不好的一个方向，就偏纪念品类的。然后所以我们自己通过自己的一个经验，我们很想把产品做得更好，让别人知道中国制造的一个力量。然后通过也不说是法国的设计吧，只是说欧洲他们可能在审美上更挑剔一些，很挑剔，所以我们也想把这个两个挑剔的点的一个结合，是中国制造的这个结合点放在一个产品本身上面发生。所以我们也是想帮助更多的一些企业提升自己的一个定位，品牌的一个定位。所以我们现在接触的一些品牌，他们都偏一些 ODM 的一个思想，就是我去帮这些产品的一个品牌去做一些量产，然后去只是贴标的一个生产的一个形式。但是这种定位它是很难去国际化的，很难去可持续化的。所以我们也是通过一些品牌的一些梳理，然后产品的一个再设计，去帮他们再进入一些更高端的一些市场。
So the beach carpet, this project came out because when we go often to the beach, we see more and more people using the camping tent to protect from the sunshine, and I feel it doesn't look so great. So when I see a lot of tent on the beach, for me it looked like a refugee camp. In the past, people used the traditional cotton tent with some wood sticks, so this was nice. But the problem is that it's quite heavy, and after you put it on the beach, usually you will keep it for 1 month. It's not something you put every day on the beach. People will use this kind of mat on the floor, which is made of grass, just to protect from the humidity. So I thought this could be natural material, and maybe somehow we can try to see if we can come out with something. So we spend a lot of time folding paper to see if we can find some pattern and usability, and then we start to make prototype. And so the goal was to make a very low-tech product using the grass, which is a very traditional material. And this is how this project came out. That should be like easy to set up and low-tech and feel the natural environment. So avoid as much as possible the polyester and synthetic material. This Chinese organization wanted to promote Chinese craft. So I know ceramic was more used to teacup. So when they told me we can work with ceramic, I thought maybe I'm not going to make another teacup, because I think there is a lot of good teacup already. So I thought about the speaker because it's a topic I spent quite a lot of time to study. And we already designed an amplifier for the hi-fi. So the problem with speakers is that often they are made of wood and the box are rectangle. So actually this shape are not because they are the best, it's because they are more easy to make and the cheaper way of building. But the ceramic is actually very good for acoustic because it's very strong. So when you put a speaker inside ceramic, it won't vibrate like the wood. And also because it's ceramic, you're not limited to make a box. So you can make a curve shape, and actually curve shape are usually better for the sound wave. So we designed the speaker in a way that wave inside don't resonate. Usually you have a hole on the speaker box for the bass to go out, and I use the hole to make a handle for the speaker. So, and then this is how it makes the aesthetic of the speaker. And also I feel that often the speaker is something you don't really know where to put in your living room. So it was also a way to make the speaker more pleasant to display in your interior. So it was a mix of technique reason and aesthetic. For me, if you want to start to consider sustainability, you must understand the manufacturing part, how it's made, the people you work with. So having a deeper knowledge of Chinese manufacturing for me is key to understand better the sustainability, because whatever project we make, it's almost sure there will always be some part of it that will be made in China, whether it's electronics or other parts. And how we incorporate in the project is that, for example, if a client asks us to make an alarm clock with many functions, maybe we will try to reduce the function to see what is the key function, because we know that the more we add, the more it will have impact on the environment, and also the way you make it, maybe how long it will last. So we don't receive the brief from client, maybe reconsider what the client wants and tell him to reorientate the brief to maximize the key point, and also to reduce the impact by reducing the quantity of feature he wants to add. To tell him we can do less function but better quality, something like that. We do more and more audio products because I think they are interesting in a way that you have less people do audio product than chair. It's getting attention, but still I think a lot of things can be done. And also for the sustainable part, usually when you make audio product, is product you keep for a long time. I would say the low-tech approach. We have the new smartphone come out every year, and it's always better than the last one, and it's always have more key point and function, and it's always faster. But I think the low-tech is totally opposite. So I think the low-tech right now is still a niche, but I hope it can become more broad, that people not looking just for the performance, but maybe something else in their life. For example, some young people start to stop using smartphone and they start to use again the really simple phone to spend less time on their screen. So I think it's an interesting trend to evolve. So maybe this low-tech approach can get bigger in the future. The designer will try to focus more on core elements instead of making project more attractive. So I think it's all the responsibility of a designer, product manager, marketing team. They need to find the balance together to go in this direction.